to me, shows the fewest tendencies of any of the top teams. You never really know how they are going to try and beat you, which makes them the most flexible against the other top teams. CLG, for instance, Gragas is one thing that Xmithy has relied on in now 4 games in a row, 7 out of 8 of his last 7 out of his last.
He played
8
it today
games.
too.
Yeah, so good bans right there. Flexibility, trying to get rid of Aphromu's ability to engage, because Team Liquid can play mostly any style.
See if they still want the Janna, however. That seemed to be kind of the Taster's Choice group up with that Gragas pickup. Annie and Alistar, the last few bans there with the Azir. Kalista finally makes it through. Have not seen any of that play recently.
It's basically been a permaban this week.
Piglet gets it as well.
Exactly. He has played so much Kalista as well.
Sneaky was the last one, almost getting that pentakill we saw. Just
oh yeah.
close.
Against CLG, by the way. So CLG has allowed Kalista through.
Yeah, that's twice recently. So they feel like it's not too much of a threat. What will they decide to lock it down with? We know Xmithy has also been somebody who's been using those barrels to help the team out. He's going to go back to the set. No, I'm just kidding. Covering on the Sejuani. We'll see what they decide to pick. Zion Spartan can get an easy pick here to not show too much, or they might just decide to take something else. Not too many power picks they're going to give away. Jungler probably want to get that out of there so Dominate doesn't get exactly what he wants.
They have a lot of options. I wonder if they're going to power pick right here or wait later for their AD carry, because they know exactly what they're playing in Kalista.
Yeah.
Tristan is probably going to be... Oh, Sivir's also not banned. That's a departure from the recent trends for Doublelift. He did have that 9-2-11 game against Cloud9, specifically against Kalista, so this actually isn't that surprising.
See that working as well for Dominate. Xmithy doesn't play Nidalee. Pick that AD carry first. Don't worry about something you're going to get in the jungle anyways. What a pick so far by Team Liquid to get those champions. Maokai for safety on Quas in the top lane can be a consistent beast. We see the Fizz, though. It does get locked in along with that Nautilus.
Yeah. Zion Spartan special in the top lane against a Maokai, most likely. Although I'm really wondering how potent I Will Dominate's Nidalee is going to be, because that champion has been supercharged with the very powerful Runeglaive on this 5.13 patch that we are playing on. And Dominate already picked up a victory in Week 9, so yesterday with it on Team 8.
They had Orianna to round out that composition. Phoenix still needs something. banana chant going on in the crowd.
Yeah. Also, for CLG, a team so maligned for not being able to beat the top teams. I actually misspoke earlier. They hold 1-1 records against the top 4 this split, actually. It's just TSM that they are 0-2 against. Everyone else they've been able to split games with.
Victor and the Xpecial All-Star Thresh to come through in these plays. We'll see if it can get the Flays into the hooks that they're looking for to continue these fights. Whoever gets hit by this team gets lasered and speared if they're in the right spot. So it's definitely kill potential there. See what CLG can round out their composition with.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Just one cook from Xpecial is death for pretty much anyone. And CLG needs to round out their team composition here with their final pick. They've been so successful in lane swaps, just crushing down turrets. They still have the potential to do that here with Sivir and Fizz. Although the Kalista is so strong in lane, it'll be hard for CLG to get advantages in both side lanes. So instead, they bring from a mid lane a Twisted Fate who can then try and skew those side lanes. That's typically how CLG wins, is from the edges of the map, not up the gut. And this team composition is built around achieving that very goal.
Yep, very true. Aphromu on a support, he can get some roam on too if they get the lane swaps that they want in the beginning. Something once CLG kind of shied away from, they found their slump. Being able to control the early game usually leads to their win.
It really does. They are the best early game team in North America. Their goal difference at 10 minutes, #1. Team Liquid is also, I think, #2 on that list. So very potent early game as well, which is one of the reasons that CLG gets countered by them so often, is because Team Liquid can neutralize that early game power from CLG.
This is crazy, Jack. Times are changing. It's finally not Team Solomid or Cloud9 that are fighting for that #1 spot seed to get themselves into the big games to Madison Square Garden play. We'll see which one of these two teams can make that happen and take the split lead.
I know. Interesting champ select we got from these two guys. I really liked the bans by Team Liquid. They're making CLG switch it up in this one.
See what happens. Tell us who you think is going to claim the top spot. Tweet at LOL Esports with the hashtag TLWin or hashtag CLGWin. We've had 2 very fast tiebreakers so far, and I'm sure these guys are going to go hard as we get into our final tiebreaker match, the spot for #1 of the North American LCS Summer Split. We are on to the rift with Team Liquid versus Counter Logic Gaming.
For everyone who's stuck with us this entire day, including the majority of the fans in here, I commend you.
Yeah.
We're nearly 7 hours in the books as we start our 8th game of the day, but every game has been so important. This is probably the best day of North American LCS I can remember in terms of how just action-packed and exciting the games have been, whether they be over in 30 minutes or whether they be back and forth in our longest game of the year.
Coming out of these games, while I've casted them, they've been so good and stressful to both sides. I feel like I've been playing 7 hours right now. It's like I've just been going through solo queue with amazing plays from both teams on each side. And we're going to get one more of it right now. If we're tired, the players have been using all of their energy, and now they have to give a last ounce here. So you know they have to be mentally and physically stretched to the end. Get a little scratch there, Dominate, making sure that he is ready to go for the game.
So there was actually a pretty important thing that happened on the fountain. Piglet bound to Nidalee instead of Thresh.
Rebind.
And now he's rebinding because he's done it early enough. So, false alarm. I've been thinking that there's some nice binding synergy with tanks or with junglers for Kalista, but it takes so much out of the laning power, especially in this matchup where they need the power in the lane. This makes much more sense.
That was a good catch, though. That would have been very, very interesting. Maybe to have some early game effect if they were countered in the jungle. But they didn't stick together. Seemed to just be for fun, maybe. So the top lane for Piglet and Xpecial.
Yeah, just for fun, man.
Just want. Let me kill you for a second. It'll be good. Where are you going? He's just going to give some help here. No pressure to either side. No fancy starts. We're going to get here out of the game like we did last time. So both junglers are going to be allowed to get a consistent beginning. Or I should say a safe beginning. Yeah, be consistent.
No fancy starts except Afro and Double are doing Krugs, whereas Piglet and Xpecial are actually setting up trees. So this gives Afro and Double the level 2 spike if they can get the minion wave shoving when they get into the lane.
Ooh, yeah, they're holding that wave. They definitely have.
Yeah, that's a lot of minions for Double. Xpecial and Piglet have to get very aggressive if they want to push them off level 2, or they have to get really passive because they have to respect the level 2.
Right.
These early moves in the lane are so critical. It's looking like CLG will be able to hit that level 2 and push TLP.
Waiting on it. There's one for the boomerang and bouncings. Doesn't look like a ricochet, rather, but I don't think he's going to try to get it out just yet. Xpecial places the ward to make sure level 2 isn't anything tricky as well, coming from the jungler. They still have a few minions to take out here before they feel safe.
Yeah, this is the second time now, second time Xsmithy has played Nautilus in the jungle. So it's an interesting switch off for him, very CC heavy team, and they need him on a tank when Zion Spartan is playing more of the carry role. But most importantly, this is a really nice start for CLG. They're getting exactly the lanes they want. They're getting Zion Spartan isolated against Quas with his combat summoner and Ignite, and they're getting Doublelift and Aphromoo in a favorable lane matchup because they were able to take Krugs in a lane that was attempted to be frozen. This is, as far as it goes, a good early game for CLG.
It's already working out quite nicely. Looking here at 18 to 13, 3 minions sit in front of him, so he's losing a bit per wave. It's definitely going to start adding up for Piglet as he gets pushed into the turret. Like you said, Doublelift and Aphromoo now trying to clear those very fast. Ooh, real ships in the night. Uh-oh! Hey, they turned on the searchlight, see each other. Blue buff is on
very strong first 3 levels.
I was going to say, that's scary for Xsmithy to still be walking around that situation, but he knows the fight may happen on the top side. A nice play from Xpecial to keep everybody in. Piglet could get the reset there. Isn't able to use it enough to take down Doublelift. You saw him walking away slow, so he did rend once again, just not enough to solidify the kill. Aphromoo goes down, and a lot of pressure now created in the top lane.
Yeah, so much for that favorable lane matchup for CLG. It's turned on its head by a nice gank from I Will Dominate. He invaded on the backside, knowing Xsmithy was going to be weak for the first 3 levels, knowing Nidalee has such a tremendous power advantage at level 3. then also being able to bullseye that spear through
Yep.
a maze of people to finish it off on Aframu, timed with a nice rend by Piglet.
Yeah.
Really just textbook play there by Team Liquid, shutting down Doublelift and Afro in that
I mean,
way.
you know you're coming out healthier than Nautilus. Going for the gank, why not? Dominate with great pressure there. The lanes pretty even after this scuffle, but that gold from the kills is going to be what helps TL get this lead here. We said Counter Logic Gaming, while they get the lanes, do like to get the swap for Afro to roam. If they can't get that early game lead, we'll see how it affects them actually.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they kind of turn back into getting themselves a lead here. Maybe switching the lanes back once they get the chance. It's all up to them though. They are in control of their own destiny. Hoping to get first. It'd be one of the first times CLG even placed that high in the split. As long as they've been a team or franchise in North American LCS.
Yeah. In the spring split of 2013, Curse, who this year became Team Liquid, placed second in the regular season.
Yep.
But that is the highest they have ever finished. CLG's highest finish was third,
Yeah.
which has happened last split, when they lost a tiebreaker for second with Cloud9.
Yeah, another one.
But even so, these teams already quite happy with the first round bye, but they really do want that first seed. It means a lot to be the best team in the regular season,
Yep.
on top of the playoff seeding and the fact that they will have side choice in the majority of the games and all of their best of fives throughout playoffs.
You could see that kind of clicking as well when I was interviewing Dominate. He's like, 1 and 2 is great because now just 1 is good. One in first,
Yeah.
first place actually.
Yeah.
Let's just get first place. Definitely wanted it. Well, 1 is 2 is and 2 is good. It feels way better to get that victory in. So far, climbing the hill to do so in this game is Team Liquid. Dominate starting to get that counter jungle on here. Hopefully he doesn't spend too much time on the top because there's about to be some action on that bot side. Nice saplings by Quas, keeping him safe there.
Oh, Pobother's got to be a little bit careful. The burst is very high from Victor. And this is another display of really how potent Italy is on this patch. It's an immense amount of pressure on the opponent jungler. And if you're going to match up with Italy, you typically want a control jungler who can kill the Nidalee on the invades, or someone who can farm very quickly, so when Nidalee goes to counter jungle you, she doesn't find anything.
Yeah.
But Nautilus doesn't quite fit any of those builds. Same thing with Rengar. He's not clearing the jungle incredibly fast. Maybe he could turn a kill around, but he doesn't have damage, so you need very strong lanes in order to collapse in on it. And it's really kind of hurting CLG in this game. The amount that I will dominate is able to power farm with this champion. Hopefully, for Xmithy's sake, it doesn't turn into a rush versus move situation we saw last game.
That's one of the things that gets me as well, right? While they didn't think Dominate would play it, and we saw even Liquid leave it up with the first Callista pick for Smithy if he wanted it, teams aren't warding out enough to stop a Nidalee. Rush got to do whatever he wanted. Now Dominate's doing whatever he wanted. Almost telegraphed in that this Nidalee's going to want to be in your jungle.
Yeah.
It's interesting teams don't really have the chance to take that into consideration with everything that's going on in the early game. Still finding a way to stop her. Get that cat out of your jungle somehow.
And I mean, Xmithy hasn't really been champion pool tested in a very long time. Everyone's been targeting Zion Spartan or Doublelift or even Pobelter's pool or Aframu. There's so many people you'd really feel threatened by on CLG. It's very rare you get bans at Xmithy, but maybe that Gragas ban is critical.
Yeah. Even the back in the day, he'd continuously run Nasus or kind of Jarvan type of thing. Always had a small pool that he would like to fall back to. Looking at that mid lane, 71 to 63 so far. Haven't gotten any kill pressure out of it, as the Summoners would pretty much lead to that. Ghost Flash versus Cleanse and Flash. So we'll see what happens when these lanes keep swapping back and forth, what can happen for those mid laners. Wards to the top side after a move, fearing a bit scared to clear this, but he has the opportunity to do so. Piglet has been doing good, pushed into the turret, but he's having no trouble trying to farm this lane now. She might have a bit of roam here from Xpecial finally around the map and whatnot. Enters back in.
I'm interested in Piglet's choice of a Avarice blade on the Callista. The very standard Callista build is Bloodthirster, Hurricane, Blade of the Rune King, in any order really. As long as you get your attack speed out within the first two.
Yeah.
And then just being a big lifesteal tank. Especially in this game where Xmithy's going to be the only tank, you'd think that would be the build for him, just for more survivability. But this way, it appears like he's going to go Bloodthirster Static Shiv. So when you get late game, since you're activating crit, really late game, that Kalista build can be stronger than the lifesteal stacking one, but it's a very uncommon choice.
I also like the synergy of mana pots being bought by Liquid. So I'll go back and buy one. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Hey, if they all come up with like a little bit of mana in a fight and win it because of that, you know why. Good to clear out with that True Sight by Dominate, making sure things are safe in the mid lane. Pink wards on both sides of Phoenix right now, so he can pretty much do whatever he wants there. It's Zion, Spartan, and Quas. Back and forth, 8-7. Just a little bit of a lead here that Quas, you can see, is getting every so often in those minions.
Yeah. Zion, though, winning that matchup as
in the
expected.
CS, right.
The Ignite Combat Summoner allows him to bully Quas a little bit. Quas can't push the wave up safely. Xmithy's also spent some visits down there just to pressure the lane while Owl Dominant has been farming.
He's been having crazy play. He's got to feel confident coming off of the game earlier as well on Olaf. And that and Fizz he's been switching back and forth on. Nobody's been able to seem to stop him on it just yet. With that CS lead, he'll be able to make some plays for the team.
Zion Spartan has been on a rampage lately.
Ooh, whoa. Didn't want to take that much damage. Quash, nice. Getting out of this one. It could be Chum the Waters coming out, almost pulls him back into it. Just on the edge of the Fizz ultimate, and it does not lock on.
Yeah, very close. Fizz ultimate down, though, and really not much damage dealt to Quas. Having the flash down will be somewhat critical. Maybe they can pressure that wave because I Will Dominate is pushing down the mid lane with Pobelter, whereas CLG really trying to get that turret edge, but this time it's really being matched by Team Liquid. Let's see how Quas defends this.
That's an interesting teleport. The Vengeful Maelstrom is down, so he can't do a big minion wave clear, and this gives Zion Spartan enough time to just keep hitting that turret. Feeling like he can't get the whole thing down. Arcane Smash clears out the wave, so Quas with a very scary looking play actually comes out on top, knew his boundaries.
Yeah, that was a team move, surprisingly, even though it felt like Quas was all alone. The main reason CLG backed away is Phoenix had disappeared from the mid lane and was on a potential roam bottom. So if Zion Spartan stayed for a turret shot or two in order to finish the turret, he could have been dead to Victor.
And even the length to fight Quas.
Yeah, of course. And it's a sacrifice the Team Liquid had to make there because they had mid lane pressure while that roam happened. So trade-off of lane pressure.
Back at the top, finally. It's the F sword coming in for Piglet. So he actually has a little bit of damage to that build now and on top of trying to stack that Avarice Gold. Same thing for Double Lift. Can't fall behind in any means there as an AD carry. Just trying to get to their item breakpoints as soon as possible. That turret in the bot lane very close to going down. It might even happen for CLG on the next Dragon. Something we have not seen any real pressure on as a ping goes down right now. Looks like they're going to try to get some vision on CLG's side.
Well, lanes are swapping back right now. This favors CLG, actually, because Quas had to burn his teleport to save the turret, yet Team Liquid is still swapping back, knowing they're at a teleport disadvantage. So as soon as Quas walks up to that top lane, CLG can have a numbers advantage down to the Dragon. This is most likely their secure Dragon. Nice call by them. Really nice call. As soon as they saw Kalista, they knew the swap back was happening, and they knew they had a teleport advantage. So they go straight for the Dragon.
Quick moves for them, paying off. They know they have a nice wave to clear in the bot lane. Things are going to actually pan out very nicely off of this Dragon for them. Double Lift with a nice wave in there. It doesn't look like Piglet and the rest of the team are going to be able to pick up too much. No forward wards even placed off of this, knowing that CLG's backing up, getting in position again. They just get pink ward coverage in that bot lane. See if Dominate can actually make anything happen as he heads towards the top side a little. Looks like he's just going for scuttle control at this point. Slow game here from him. Definitely a different way. He still has somewhat of a lead, as we saw Rush having, but not as aggressive towards the lanes along with that farm.
Yeah, not yet. We'll see if he can turn that in. All of the gold difference could actually be explained with the gold differential from the junglers. Just the power farm from Italy versus not Nautilus being able to do that.
Ooh, Quas actually
one more
gave
spear
him an
and he's
escape
dead.
there.
Or maybe even not even a spear.
Got him. Chum the Waters gets out, separates that from Dominate. Wow. Nicely done. Almost giving him a potential escape on that one.
Yeah,
they take him down.
They burn the Ignite as well. I mean, this is huge right there for Team Liquid. They gang top, it means Xmithy can go bottom. There's no kill on that side, but they're still in a turret trading scenario.
And no coverage on the top side. Piglet and Xpecial here should be able to clear out a few. Hopefully Piglet can get spears in more than one minion and really wipe that wave out. It doesn't look like CLG is even going to get as close as they want. And a back now.
Yeah.
Actually, from that top side, looks like Dominate feels like there could be a little bit more potential of a fight here in the bot.
Yeah, CLG wants to push this bottom side as aggressively as possible, so it's actually very smart of Team Liquid to fall back a fair bit because they're just completely outnumbered, both from a teleport difference, which is still evident between Zion and Quas, and the fact that Twisted Fate is on one side and not the other. So pretty much 5 men could be down for CLG, whereas only about 3 depending on the rotations for Team Liquid. CLG pushing as aggressively as they can, though, knowing they have these advantages.
This turret is going to be theirs for sure. Xpecial throws out a hook to try and stop a little bit of the DPS that's coming through, but no go. Team Liquid forced to watch that go down, but going back, a lot of synergies in their buys. Everybody's picking up pinks, at least one green on the back, an extra potion maybe for, you know, the longest of longest fights that could come in. Maybe something they discussed before coming into this game. But buying together very well here. Also hitting
here's the teleport play on the down middle turret, mid lane.
Dominate. The depth charge finally hits. Was waiting for the follow-up. CLG took quite a bit of time to get here, but Doublelift's ultimate, that Sivir pickup, allows them to get in the right spot at the right time and roll over 2 members. Phoenix and Xpecial go down.
Yeah, but Phoenix blew up Aphromoo in the midst of that fight to actually equalize it a little bit, and now Team Liquid trying to get objectives of their own on the backside.
A lot of focus there from Chronologic Gaming, leaves the map quite open. Piglet actually won't go for too much damage. It's a very dark jungle that he has on his left side there, but he's got to figure anything he's going to see is coming from lane, so he does stay. The team gives him the okay, it seems, and he's going to be pinging onto that turret. Lost a bit of damage, and possibly lost that turret going down for sure.
The slight bit of hesitation by Piglet.
He should be able to fly in here.
He might want to finish it still. He's playing aggressive on double. If he can get the turret, ooh, dangerous game these two are playing. Aphromoo is on the way, but Piglet wants the turret.
Oh, nice shield! The Storm Shield! The flash! The follow-up could be there. Howling Gale misses, and we just remember that Sivir ult was used for the mid-fight, so Piglet, he gets out of a very scary situation.
Really sweet little mind game those two are playing. Doublelift knowing Aphromoo was on the way.
Taking hits, free damage, almost baits him in.
Yeah, this is an example of Team Liquid's, from an overall perspective, this is an example of Team Liquid's ability to match CLG on an objective basis. Very few teams in North America can do this. But Team Liquid, they stopped CLG from getting the lane advantage with the nice gank early and the superior jungle pressure pick. So they've subdued the early CLG rotation snowball. And even with that, CLG still had a turret advantage for a time and can pull off some nice plays, but they do not have that gold or turret advantage that they have over most teams in the early game.
Right. So
now Team Liquid will test CLG on their team fighting merits, even though CLG isn't building team compositions to team fight. So right now it's advantage Team Liquid.
Very interesting to CLG, as we say, would stray away from that turret taking down composition that allows a bit of chaos for the roam, where they get their picks and then grab even more. It's usually a very big domino effect for them once they start to get that lead. Here, they just have to find every opening that not going to get from Team Liquid. They're making the right moves. Dominate staying safe on this Nidalee play that we've seen him on recently. Making plays. Big power spikes coming through. Looks like Phoenix will have a nice item for himself soon as well. That isn't just a death cap.
Yeah, well, it could be a death cap now that it builds out of the amplifying. But Luden's Echo is a popular choice on him as well for the move speed.
Aether Wisp build.
Got a lot of freedom on Victor with what your first big AP item will be. This is interesting. So now Team Liquid has the teleport advantage, and Zion is stuck in the top lane. So if CLG wants to get this second dragon down, they would need Zion to be preemptively down at the bottom lane, which would give up their pressure in the top lane, which most likely, based on the way CLG plays, would be to try and bait Quas's teleport in, and then have Zion Spartan take the top lane turret. The danger with that will be CLG suffering casualties because of the home guard teleport Maokai that they're daring to come in. So a really pivotal moment in the game here as this dragon is being prepped.
They might have that disengage to just get through it. Gold card on the Lantern, though, dominates the focus here to provide, heal, and give out the
Smithy's
DPS.
down.
Smithy goes down very hard. The team just can't follow. Teleport from Zion is already behind the team, though. Piglet and Dominate just figured that out. They're going to call it in. This makes a bad situation for Team Liquid. Piglet gets hit with the ulti. Not a lot of AP, though, from Zion Spartan, so it doesn't cancel him out. CLG is trying to figure out where to go in this fight. A nice gold card from Pole Belter, and they are able to finalize another kill. Top and bottom fall, a double kill coming in now. Piglet surely gonna go down here. Another gold card for Pole Belter, and they just start cleaning up Team Liquid down the mid lane.
Really mechanically intense fight right there. A lot of window for outplay. So many skill shots going down in this one, and it's a low mod of TF teleported in, but they pick up the ace rib. What a fight by CLG. It was actually Zion flanking around the bottom. So instead of CLG opting into this lose-lose situation where they'd have to rotate down early for the Dragon, they instead rotate down early for the fight, and they end up coming up big in the very extended team fight.
How do you get through a jungle completely unwarded on the side of Team Liquid on that left side? I thought he TP'd in, but to walk through, you missed the chance there to ward your jungle.
And then CLG played the long fight because they had to wait for the collapse to happen. They used the move speed of the Sivir ultimate in order to extend the fight this long. So first off, the gold card right as he clicks the Lantern, so it buffered and he was able to come back on this one. Then Pole Belter can't make it over for I Will Dominate. It looked like Smithy was done for. At this point, Team Liquid thinks they have a 3v5 and can go in, but no one is able to close on the backside. The ult and the laser doesn't really close on anyone. And this is where chaos kind of broke out because Team Liquid is drawn between two different directions. Here's where the fight got really crazy. Spell shielding the Rend from Double Lift.
Yeah.
Every card from Pole Belter he pulled from here on out was gold right away.
Golden Age.
And then also, I think a spear came in on the backside and finished off Zion Spartan. So, man, this is a game for first place.
I would also want to hear Team Liquid's comms during that because there were two pings. Once in the river when Zion entered the jungle, and once at the second tier turret.
Here comes another fight. CLG is not relenting, Rib. Twisted Fate ultimate up. Fizz teleport. Here we go.
I wouldn't stop either with that kind of lead. Chum the Waters misses. Maybe a false sense of
maybe you should
security
stop.
for Liquid. Pole Belter a little too close to the fight. The Zanya's not even used in that situation because he gets locked up. Team Liquid find a fight that they want. Double Lift very low here. Phoenix gonna flash forward. One last attack. He does find the range. That's gonna be a shutdown on a Double Lift. Now Smithy goes down. Way to turn the tides of the fight, Team Liquid.
Team Liquid giveth and Team Liquid taketh away right there. CLG, some miscommunication. They dodged the Fizz ultimate, and the timing on the death sentence was pixel perfect right there from X-Special to lock down Pole Belter. CLG always plays these execution-heavy team compositions, but when they get out-executed, it just falls apart. And Team Liquid just clean house with CLG, 4-0.
See how this happens again.
Yeah. So first off, Zion wants to go in with the Twisted Fate. When the Fizz ult misses, Pole Belter should not have gone in. He really should not have completed that. He should have zoned his before he goes. Instantly locked down. That, because the Fizz ult had already been burned and the Twisted Fate is dead, it's just full retreat from this point out. But they really just can't retreat fast enough with the way Team Liquid chases through. 3 kills turn into 4. Do not know why Smithy decided to re-engage in that situation. And a triple kill on an Italy.
For a second, I thought Phoenix was Thresh, and I was like, why are you flashing forward? The model caught me off guard. But Team Liquid now with that bit of surge in gold, you can see some elixir sorcery going into the pocket of Phoenix. They feel like these fights are going to make or break the rest of this game, and they are right. 23 minutes in, everybody's hitting some core item spikes. Already got past the level 11 ultimate, so that's what we're dealing with on that front. Things are getting volatile in this game. Still pink ward after pink ward being bought by both teams as they keep the fundamentals in line. The second those start to break, there's going to be no chance in this first place.
Yeah, we are still really close on gold, surprisingly, even with CLG losing a 4-0 fight. Once this turret goes down, we're within 1,000 gold. So maybe we're in for another one of these crazy CLG games, like when they played Cloud9, where it's just fight after fight, because both teams have the tools to create some very aggressive engages. The early home guards on Quas, the Twisted Fate and the Fizz on CLG, the Sivir ults. I'm hoping that X-Special builds his Talisman with his next item because they need the move speed to compete with what CLG is bringing to the team fight table. And to top it all off, I Will Dominate's having an amazing game on Italy.
Yeah.
We talk up so much Rush for being the highest gold in the game. Well, that is what I Will Dominate is competing with right now. Only 30 gold behind Phoenix as a jungler. So really power farming as well as picking up that triple kill.
Yep, looking at those same numbers, 3,200 gold ahead of Xmithie right now. And especially being on a champion that can deliver that much DPS, Dominate is helping to control the game. Azani's on him, Azani's on Phoenix, making it harder now for CounterLogic Gaming to really even choose a priority target to take down in these fights. Aegis being finished up by Afromove quite soon, or I should say Locket being finished as the Aegis is already in his hand. Little things they're going to need to keep them alive in these fights, but can't count CLG out at all. Very, very close, and they are being weary about these engagements. Team Liquid seems to be trying for one every time they get it. The hook's going across. Once again, just little bits of damage that they can get in.
And we talked about it in Champion Select. One death sentence is true its name in this matchup because of how much Team Liquid can chain after the fact. Nidalee Spear, Death Ray by Phoenix, it can all just chain after them. Even the spears at this point chunk CLG out and maybe make them unable to fight.
Yeah. Still haven't seen everything in a fight from Liquid yet. Still have Fate's Call to be used to kind of cause chaos in the fight. Waiting for that ultimate from Pobelter. Has to be in great synergy with the rest of the team here. CounterLogic Gaming usually does not look good if they haven't gotten themselves a lead by this point in the game.
Zion doesn't have TP either. CLG is in trouble.
Quas in a very good spot. He may get hit by Afromove here to slow him down, but Afromove can only do so much. Quas hits up Xmithie. Xmithie goes up. Xmithie goes back down again. He pretty much just came back off the fountain a few minutes ago. And this is going to be troublesome. More map coverage for Team Liquid. 20 seconds on Dragon. And how do they split CounterLogic Gaming here?
Yeah, they don't have to wait for Baron to spawn, though. That happened 5.5 minutes ago.
Yes,
they have a 4v5, and the Smite on the enemy team is
Smite
dead.
and Ren.
CLG
Not much you can do anyways.
will feel very compelled to fight this one. Team Liquid will have to take the battle as well. Here we go.
Hook goes across. The gold card's on Pobelter. It's going to wear off, but they use it on Xpecial. Chum the waters. Fate's Call. Everybody's all right, it seems. Special back in, waiting for the hook to come back up. It's not up just yet. He did hit a target. He misses the outside. Liquid's actually missing a lot of the priority skills they need to hit here, but bump into it. A Monsoon coming in from Afromove. Double lift low on the backside, cannot provide DPS, and Liquid is just finding the right targets even while CLG is disengaging.
When all is said and done, though, that's still a 1-for-1, and the Baron was stopped, so that will ultimately just give Team Liquid the Dragon.
Yep.
Some really close kiting on that one. Double Lifted actually looked like he ran over a Nidalee trap at some point in that fight, which allowed Dominate the pounce to get into the fight. But a really, really close fight. Afromove got off a big channel Monsoon that really saved CLG's skin there at the end. Let's see this one more time to find out exactly what happened.
Stopping a 5v4, so great.
Great Fate's Call right there, but the fish did hit Phoenix, which delays him, and then watch Double Lift here. It's not like he gets hit by a spear. Walks over the Nidalee trap. That marks him.
Thank you.
So when Dominate jumps, he gets the extra distance. Still spell shielded, so the presence of mind on his end. And then the Monsoon healed him up just enough so Piglet's Rend couldn't kill him.
He was close to dying 2 or 3 times in that situation. We got to consider how much was used to keep CLG alive in that fight. If Team Liquid can get him back into that situation, those abilities will not be there.
It's true, but Team Liquid used a lot even to chase that kill as well. I mean,
that's a good point.
In order to get the fight, in order to get the pick onto Xmithie, they needed to use the home guard teleport to begin with, and they haven't properly swept this out all the way. Maybe they can burst it down regardless, though, because CLG is caught shopping.
Now they have the pink Xmithie back in base. Teleport from Zion.
Just
it's going to be a Playful and Trickster out, but he gets trapped in that one. Earth not even going to do that much damage from Chum the Waters. And again, another 5v4. This time could be a 50-50 with Nautilus up, but I think it's more of a 60-40 when you have a Kalista on your team.
Yeah. 80-20?
Yeah, even 80-20.
It's incredibly one-sided for the Kalista team, as long as the team fight doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Which is why CLG, I think, is forcing these team fights so readily whenever Team Liquid goes for the Baron. It's been a pretty nice baiting tactic for Team Liquid because they get one advantage when they push this Baron spot over and over again.
Oh.
They get the teleport right at Zion that time, so yet another kill picked up on the backside, but still the gold remains very close for it.
So close. Scuttle grab as well for CLG is quite big. Sivir speed up, synergizing with that Scuttle could be big. Team Liquid looks like they're going to stay away from that for now, but looks like they're going to be pulled there are the beat of CLG's drum. Zion's a little far off here. They're gonna go and engage on this without having Zion. Spartan Pobelter feels like he can get the kill solo. This is gonna be Piglet trying to kite away. He will be able to do so, gets himself out. Doublelift takes down Xpecial and they'll roam over to the side of the map. And it looks like CLG may get a bit of what they want without even having Zion Spartan here to help.
Wow, Pobelter right there. It's one of those plays that you don't really see, but CLG manages to see. With Sivir and Twisted Fate right there, going for the Callista.
Yep.
And then Sivir ulting, not to catch the Callista, but to catch the support arriving to Callista.
Yeah.
Pobelter is able to not die, nearly duel him out. High mechanic battle right there, and then CLG picks off Thresh on the way. And now it's their turn to pressure the Baron.
6,500 if they can keep Piglet far off, which they have done so with that kill. They should be all right.
Don't worry about Dominate.
Dominate could get himself in. They actually go for Phoenix right away, making sure they get a bit of the DPS out of the fight. Piglet gets grabbed right away. Baron is now left by himself. Xmithy actually goes back to the pit, gets taken down by Phoenix and Baron, and Pobelter's now going to be the one to get hit up. CLG stretching themselves a little too thin with this chance. A good Howling Gale to keep Aframu alive, but he's only going to be able to heal. Baron is going down.
Baron was a poor choice for CLG in retrospect after that one. Team Liquid punished that mercilessly. Doublelift disappeared because he was in melee range of Phoenix in the midst of that fight. They cornered themselves when they didn't even really have a large advantage. Just the support dead on the other side. Callista's on the way as well, so watching this fight again, Smithy's in the Baron pit, he can't be a frontline, so CLG has no true frontline. And then Doublelift creeps forward, he's trying to finish off Piglet.
He's standing right next to Dominate.
There's no CC on Piglet or Phoenix by the time he walks up to there, so he gets evaporated. Phoenix playing as well as ever. His Victor has been right on point this game.
Yeah, those Zanya's helping to throw everything off in that fight. Phoenix is first to dodge Chum the Waters, and then Doublelift kind of roaming around Dominate when he used his. Not allowing CLG the targets they want in these fights, really causing trouble.
Yeah.
Banner command has been fixed up. Hopefully Elaine can push out here, but right now CLG has to deal with getting pushed in.
Baron is up, 4 people of Team Liquid are on mid. Italy is close behind. They're really just trying to explode their gold advantage right here. CLG has pretty good wave clear, but wave clearing against Baron is incredibly difficult, so they may actually have to force a fight if they want to prevent themselves going into a giant gold deficit. The timing on the Baron is pretty close though, so CLG might be able to hold off the waves and save their inhibitor turrets. It depends on how aggressive CLG decides to be, or if Team Liquid can land any important.
Oh, crazy jungle pressure seems to be the way teams are getting through to the victory, to that early game lead. If they don't mess up that pressure, you come out so far on top. Now 8-1-5 for Dominate. We just saw Rush play in last game, and it's 2 different styles, right?
This wave is so big. This is an inhibitor down unless CLG fights.
Oh, close, close. It's going to be going down. No engage. Smithy really couldn't take anything off of the anchor toss, and they are getting themselves an inhibitor. Beautiful job here by Team Liquid, moving in very strong without hesitation to take down the base. The confidence is definitely pushing CLG off more and more.
Yeah, CLG can kill Baroned up minions, but they can't kill 2 waves simultaneously unless they're grouped up as 5. So that is another big win for Team Liquid. The jungle discrepancy in this game is just
crazy. Like I said, 2 different styles. One wants to be a tank, the other one wants to carry. See Smithy trying to build up the Righteous Glory and whatnot, so he can be huge and help initiate for the team, but even he is going down quickly with how far ahead Team Liquid is.
And Doublelift is actually very farmed in this one. Like, his CS advantage over Piglet is huge. But it's just being overwhelmed by the power of I Will Dominate right now in this matchup. The Spear pushes Pobelter back, gives them a little bit of free time. They don't have very much Baron left, but that's a hook!
Whoa, Doublelift is the first one out with what got bumped around and how that fight happened. He goes down 33 minutes, and Team Liquid is on the 2nd inhibitor turret of our 3rd tiebreaker game, and they will take it down 16-9 as they exit the base to look for a repeat in the bottom lane with Baron being down.
Every hook means death, and the most farmed member who also has a spell shield. I almost want to see that again to see if it just caught him completely unawares. But Doublelift breaks right there.
Yep. Still has his flash up, so it was an instant lockdown.
Let's look at this one. Does something else pop his spell shield?
All right, where are you, Doublelift?
Oh,
just the hook.
No minions behind him either. Just
what actually makes that really hard is that he was standing inside his team, so you don't even see the windup.
Yeah, potentially.
You're watching the minion waves, or he just got it through, you know? props to Special for hitting that one. Doublelift has been on point with the spell shields this game.
He really has been. He's been playing really well pretty much this entire split. Most kills for an AD carry in the LCS. I think most kills in the LCS. Depends how many Bjergsen got in his game against Cloud9. Not many, though. So I think Doublelift is top kills, as well as helping CLG to their best finish in regular season history. It's going to be first or second, depending on if they can pull this game out. But getting caught with that hook is still just as painful, no matter how well he's done this split.
We saw the moment that they actually kind of had control of the game was, again, in the chaos that's created in lane swaps, or the chaos that's created when somebody enters their jungle. Like Smithy, got to be careful. You're all in when you hit that Nautilus anchor toss. Goodbye and good day, sir. He goes down. Zion Spartan in a bad spot right now. There's one of the Zanyas being used. Remember, Dominate still has his to really thwart an attempt that could take him down, but they are just pummeling down the CLG HP bars right now, and they will finalize even maybe this last one, or they going for the Nexus turret.
It could be the game. It's 2 waves of super minions arriving at just 35 the right seconds. Only 2 people on CLG alive. I don't think they can clear these waves fast enough for him.
What ridiculous tiebreaker game, especially one for Team Liquid to come out strong here. They had such a long game previously that took them to the brink of being worn out, but it did not stop them. It did not empty the tank. CLG pushed back on the fountain. The rest of the members are just spawning, but the final damage is being done, and Team Liquid will take down Counter Logic Gaming for top spot in the NALCS Summer Split regular season.
And it's fitting that I Will Dominate on the 10, 1, and 8 in Italy got the 50 gold for last hitting the Nexus. He played one hell of a game. Team Liquid countered CLG very well, in-game as well as outside of the game. And they are now the #1 team in the regular season.
It's gotta feel good. A team last year that had trouble deciding what AD carry would be used due to the communication problems within the team. But once that trust was built, that was the issue. Once that bridge was built for Team Liquid, they rode it now all the way to the top spot.
Absolutely they did. This is a Team Liquid team that has come a long way from being almost a running joke of forever fourth, never able to overcome TSM, Cloud9, or even that mysterious third team that always seemed to be ahead of them.
Yep.
But for, at least for now, they're the #1 seed. They carry in 50 championship points coming towards those playoffs, setting themselves up a very high chance at making it to the World Championship.
A few head shakes from Doublelift. They know mistakes were made. Smiles on the face of Team Liquid. Phoenix having another great game for himself on the back of that Nidalee. I don't know where Dom got his saddle, but it definitely fit the whole team on this one. Pats on the backs for him. He definitely had a fantastic play the last few weeks coming out of the jungle for the team as well to help catapult these games and to where they are right now. Great change.